This video is going to look at attachments in ServiceNow and how to prevent their deletion. So a common problem or a problem I've run into is a user comes to me and says, somebody deleted my attachment, or sometimes they'll even admit that they accidentally deleted their attachment, and they want to know how can they get that back. And I have to give them the sad news that out of the box, once an attachment is deleted in ServiceNow, it's gone forever, and there's no getting it back. I mean, I guess you could ask for a backup, uh, and depending on how important that attachment is, you might actually go through with that. But it would be nice if we had a way to not delete attachments to begin with, so that you could get them back, which honestly, in my opinion, I mean, should be the out-of-the-box way that it works, because everything else is logged and stored and be able to be retrieved. But attachments, for some reason, you can just get rid of them, and nobody knows about it. So let's take a look at the out-of-the-box behavior. I am in an incident here. I have an attachment field. If I go ahead and add an attachment to this field, okay, we see the attachment is in there, and I go to the notes or to the activity formatter, and I can see the attachment here. Great. If I go to the sys attachment table, I can see this expert training programs legal terms, blah, blah, blah. And the table name here is ZZYY incident. The ZZYY is because it's in an attachment field and not anywhere in the actual attachment, in the attachment section. Okay, so we go back here. If and I guess one last thing to show you is that if we go look at the XML, we see that, let's see, this thing is called U-test. Oh, I think I even called it U-file attachment. I think that was the, I must have done that in Form Designer. And so I have the sys of the attachment. Perfect. Now, I delete the attachment out of here. And let me just refresh this. Well, okay, it deletes from there. Before hitting refresh, it's still here. But I think it's actually, oh no, you can still get to it. Let's go over to the sys attachments. Okay, it is gone out of here. And if I go back to the incident, it is gone out of here as well. So no trace of it ever being here. However, amazingly, if I go to the XML and I go to my attachment field, what did I say that was? Yeah, U-file attachment, boom, here's the sys still there. A kind of ghost sys because there's no actual sys in the sys attachment table for this. It's gone. Similarly, if I stick an attachment up here, see, did that go all the way? I think so, yep. So we see our attachment there. We'll reload the form. Right, the attachment is there, and here we can see the record of me uploading it. But then I go and remove it. And I refresh. And same deal, no trace of it actually being there. So this is the behavior that we are trying to avoid. We want to be able to still have a record of this file being uploaded in the activity formatter, so I can go back and retrieve it if I need to. So I have on my website, I have an article on this, prevent deletion of attachments in ServiceNow. So we create a business rule on the sys attachment table, we put it for delete, and then we can give it some conditions to only fire on certain tables. And we'll add this to the script. So let's highlight this. Oops. Okay, we'll go back here, and let's go back to the sys attachments. We'll do business rules. Just call this keep it deleted attachments. This will be advanced. This is a before. It's on delete. And we're going to say when the table name is incident, or the table name is ZZ_YY incident. And what we're going to do is fire this stuff, and let's just leave it at that. We'll submit that. Oops, I'm in the Human Resources Core scope. No, I want to be in the global scope. Okay, and we also have a problem here. So line 35, column 1. Right, we got a problem with this. Maybe I'm missing that. Okay, I got that to save, but I'm in the wrong scope. So let's do first of all, let's change our scope to global. Okay, we'll do an insert and stay. Okay, perfect. Now we'll go back to all of our business rules. Sort by updated. Let's get rid of the one in Human Resources Core. Okay, now let's go try it out. So we'll go back to our incident. Okay, we'll add an attachment. Okay, and we see it here like normal. And now I will delete this attachment. And we see the field modification signal here, a little icon, because part of what that script does is goes and cleans up the actual field here, test, so it gets that sys out of there. Let's refresh. And we can still see the attachment here, even though it's gone out of here. And if I go to the XML, my field, I keep forgetting what I called it. Here it is, U file attachment 1. So the sys is gone out of there. So that's why the field shows up as empty. And actually, it shows up as empty also in the other case, the out-of-the-box case, where the sys is there, but it doesn't exist. So it's empty, as it should be, but it's still down here. And if we go to the sys attachments, we go to the sys attachments table, we're going to see that here it is, it's still here with ZZYY incident. So there is basically no, well, the only way to delete the attachment would probably be have a sysadmin come in here and up here and yeah, and delete it this way. Okay, now let's look at the other situation where we attach a file into the regular attachments. So I have this file called profile PDF now. I put that up there, so that's here. I go here and I remove it. And let's refresh the screen. And it's still here. And I can still get to it. So, and if we look at it in the sys attachments, I can see it's here, profile PDF. And so what the script does is it changes the table name to ZZ_YY so that it won't be visible in the attachment section on the form, but it'll still be associated with the incident table with that sysID. So let's just take a look at that business rule. Whoops, that's the one I deleted. Okay. So essentially we have two cases here, right? One is where the table name starts with ZZYY, which means it's a field attachment. And the other one is it's a regular attachment. So if it's a field attachment, we do this remove attachment, which we'll look at in a second. If it's just a regular attachment, then we just rename the table field like we just saw, and we stick a ZZYY in front of it. And we update the sys attachment record, and then we we abort the delete action so that it actually doesn't delete from the table. It looks like I do it here again, which probably don't need that twice. Okay, so then let's look at the first case where it is in an attachment field. So it runs this function remove attachment, and this will go get the table name, does a glide record on the table name, gets the record in a glide record, and then it's going to go to sysdictionary and look up all of the file attachment fields on that table. Then it's going to go through all of those fields and check to see if the sysID that is being deleted is the value of any of those fields. If it is, it removes it. And remember, we saw that kind of heartbeat symbol there about the field got updated. So it goes and cleans the sysID out of the field attachment, out of the attachment field. And then it saves the record, and then it aborts the delete. So the attachment is still in the sys attachment table, as we saw, but it's just removed. The sysID is removed out of that attachment field. So that's how it works. Pretty simple solution, but can save you a lot of headaches in explaining to users that their files are completely gone, because they can always go back to the activity log and go find it and download it.